Well, Charean, one of the worst seasons in Cowboys history, certainly the second worst of the Jerry Jones tenure in terms of numbers, came to a bitter and fitting end today against those rival Redskins. A 34-23 loss. The Cowboys were out of it from the beginning, down 21-0 in the first quarter, 24-0 in the second quarter. It was fitting.
It really was, and I think the Darren McFadden play where he's headed into the end zone for what looked like a touchdown and fumbles out of the end zone and gives the ball back to the Redskins. And that kind of summed up this whole season for me, the way they played, what happened on the field, going 1-11 with their backup quarterbacks. It started badly with the injury to Dez Bryant in week 1. Week 2, the injury to Tony Romo, and it was all downhill from there.
Yeah, downhill, and it was historic in so many ways. I mean, again, the 4 wins were the fewest for a Cowboys team since they went 1-15. 7 straight home losses, a 1-7 home record, the fewest, the worst home record for the Cowboys since they went 1-15. This surpassed those Dave Campo 5-11 and 5-11 years. Certainly, it was the worst season by Jason Garrett coach team. Where did the Cowboys go now? The only solace right now for finishing this way and taking this last game, if that's what you want to call it, is the fact that they probably will get a 3rd or 4th pick in the draft next year.
Yeah, that's the good news. They can go decide what to use this pick on, and they're going to get a very good player out of this draft, or should get a very good player out of this draft. The question is that player going to be a quarterback?
Right.
Jerry Jones addressed that after the game today and said it's a possibility. Of course, we know there's 2 quarterbacks rated in the top 10, but did they go use it on one of those top 2 quarterbacks? A long way to go till they get there, but Jerry Jones did not rule that out today. Also said Kellen Moore would get a chance to compete for that number 2 job. He is under contract for another season. Went 0-2 as a starter, but showed a few things. He passed for over 400 yards today. It was the 6th most yards in team history in a single game. So he did some good things, but they've got to address the future of the quarterback position. Tony Romo is getting older. He's not able to stay healthy. It's been 3 years since he's been able to play all 16 games. They've got to look ahead to that quarterback position.
Well, yeah, and that's a departure. That's a change in philosophy that the Cowboys are going to make. They've only drafted 2 quarterbacks since 1991, the last one being Stephen McGee. The Cowboys have been against spending a pick on a quarterback, and certainly spending a high pick on a quarterback. So that's one big change that's come out of this season. One change that won't come out of this season, Jason Garrett is coming back. Jerry Jones made it on no certain terms. He's not changing the head coach. Jason Garrett will come back 1 year into a new 5-year deal. There was no way he was going to make a change with the head coach, although some assistants could change.
Yeah, they got 4 assistant coaches who are out of contract. Jerry said he would like to get most of those assistants back. I'm sure moving forward, Rich Bisaccia will be a guy who will come back to the staff as special teams coach, and we'll see what else they do. There will be some changes. There always are, Clarence. Every year it's not the same team, and there's going to be a lot of personnel decisions. They have to make a decision on the future of Greg Hardy. He'll be a free agent. Do they try to re-sign him, or do they let him walk away? That's a big question for the offseason as well. But a lot of questions for this team heading into the offseason. I think they were exposed for more than just the backup quarterback position. This team has some problems going forward that they're going to have to address.
Right, and they were exposed. This season and the way they lost, the way they lost games, and their final record was about more than just losing Tony Romo and Dez Bryant for the bulk of the season. They couldn't get the job and make plays when it matters most, and that's up here. They couldn't make plays on defense. That's skill-wise. They didn't have the players necessary to get to the quarterback. Certainly in the secondary, there's some issues that must be addressed. So, the Cowboys have a lot of work ahead of them. The good news for Garrett is that they're starting work tomorrow. Tomorrow they're going to reevaluate the season and start working toward next season, making decisions toward next season. A lot of decisions have to be made for this Cowboys team.